The question is that the motion be agreed to. Dr. Rajim Prasad.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's also a pleasure to take a call on this bill, especially since the Social Service Select Committee heard this and I was a member of that committee. Mr. Powers seeks the strength of the signal that this Parliament ought to send about the level of intolerance there should be towards abuse of children. And certainly that assurance is given from this side of the House. We will be supporting this bill and join with the government in the provisions that this bill contains about the very clear signal that the government wants to give. So now there is provisions of this bill. If somebody is in a home where abuse is taking place, the person is aware of it and provided the abuse is of a particular nature in terms of it's out of the ordinary, then there is a process and there are criminal responsibilities as well as a responsibility to report that. Now, however, Mr. Speaker, this is the third year of this government, and child abuse in these 3 years probably has been the constant reminder to us about one of the dark sides of our society. And at the end of 3 years, the question I ask is this it? Is this what we're going to do? Is this the sum total of what this government could have achieved in 3 years in this particular area? So what do we have? We've had, over the last 3 years, some very punitive provisions towards children and young people who have been have fallen foul of the law, who have been abused or who have done things that we would not consider appropriate. So we have tried those negative, punitive provisions. I remember the big debate, one of the most intense debate we had in the early part of this Parliament around boot camps. Even though the government was being told that all of the research tells us this does not work, this will not work. Most submitters said that to the Select Committee at the time. But did the government listen? No. The government could have spent the same amount of resources and time really trying to find out what it is, what are the factors that lead families to abuse, lead communities to...
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair. This debate is interrupted. I shall resume the chair at 7:30.